You know, on days like this, when we get our time in full, we just want to say, Empress. Go straight ahead, Empress.
Good morning, Rufy on fire. How are you? He's so used to casting people. What is he talking about?
About what you say just before we come on air.
Rufy on fire. How are you? No, I'm not looking at you. How are you
You
this
say I'm
morning?
very good at casting people because I love casting crowns. Casting crowns.
Oh my God.
Our favorite Niger wife. How are you this morning?
I love this color.
Thank you very much.
Lit up my Thursday morning.
Thank you. Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. We're beginning what's trending on the sad note by mourning the loss of 42 people who were killed in Niger State after a gasoline-laden tanker crashed and exploded in Katcha Local Government Area. The explosion occurred as some residents attempted to scoop petrol from a turned tanker at Essa village along the Bida-Badeggi-Agaie Road on Tuesday afternoon. Preliminary police investigation showed the crash was a lone incident caused by a loss of control by the tanker driver, with many victims sustaining severe burns. Niger State Governor Umaru Bago described the tragedy as worrisome, unfortunate and pathetic, calling it yet another painful and difficult moment for the people and the state government.
Duba mutane. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
This is such a sad incident. Eyewitness account revealed that the fatality would have been less if victims had listened to advice not to scoop petrol from the fallen tanker. A local community leader lamented that over 30 tankers had been involved in accidents on the same road within this month due to deplorable state of the road, appealing to Governor Umaru Bago to urgently grade the area. Reactions have trailed, and I'll take Atiku Abubakar's tweet. He wrote in part, "What's even most disheartening about the Tuesday tragedy incident is that the residents in the area where it happened are blaming it on the deplorable state of the Bida-Badeggi-Agaie Road, which caused the tanker to overturn and explode. However, the ignorance and continued weaponization of poverty in our country also ensured that many were killed as they attempted to scoop fuel from the fallen vehicle. As a critical transport artery, the Bida-Badeggi-Agaie Road is the only route of moving petroleum products from Lagos and other southern states to northern Nigeria. Thus, the pressure on the road, coupled with its poor state, has made it a graveyard of sorts. Its rehabilitation and the rehabilitation of other critical infrastructure projects needs to be prioritized. First of all, may their souls rest in peace. The numbers they're saying are increasing at this moment. Ayo, you heard Atiku Abubakar there, and this is the voice of a strong opposition. Whether or not we like it, it is important that we pay attention to such a critical infrastructure like that road that leads, you know, this petrol from Lagos to the northern states. Absolutely. Your thoughts?
So first of all, really sad, and our condolences to the governor of Niger State as well as the people of Niger State and family members that have been affected by this disaster. This is one disaster too many. And it's unfortunate that we keep coming back to talk about very similar issues that have a solution or that we can prevent largely. Number one is this. When the Minister of Works, Minister Dave Umahi, was here on the show, I'd asked him that it would be nice for us to talk about other roads in Nigeria, that federal roads that need urgent attention. In fact, some viewers had actually been sending names of roads that are in deplorable conditions. We asked him and he said, oh, they're working on it. They issued some contract, giving some contracts out. The other thing I asked was, can we have a website so we can use technology to actually track on some of these roads that have been given contracts for to be fixed, and let's see the updates on this.
Yes.
This brings me to the point that was made on the floor of the House of Representatives yesterday by Honorable Saidu Abdullahi from Niger State, who had said, as a matter of urgent national concern, to look into that road. That in the last few months and even in decades, a number of contracts have been awarded for that road to be fixed with nothing being done. And that is why accountability means a lot, and corruption kills people, as we have seen in Niger State at this point. One is that we must ensure that our roads are motorable, because we cannot continue to talk about tanker explosions, tanker being, on the roads killing people. Number two is that, it's like Dr. Abati would say, every time you go out to scoop fuel, you're signing a death sentence. It is suicidal. So can we please raise awareness? We've asked the National Orientation Agency to run a campaign around this. Yes, people will go there because they are poor and all that, but poverty is not an excuse to kill yourself and cause such damage. Finally, the point I'd like to also make is, can we also find alternative modes of transportation for moving fuel? We've talked about rail. We've talked about that, so that we take these tankers off the road, whether it be in Niger State, in Oyo State, in Lagos State, across Nigeria. We keep hearing of these sad incidents of tanker drivers either exploding or even killing people. We have to come to an end. We can't keep talking about this without doing anything about it.
Well said, Ayo. Very well said. I hope that the government is listening. Again, may their souls rest in peace. Let's now highlight this investigative report by the cable's open source intelligence analysis, which revealed that certain social media echo chambers affiliated with the indigenous peoples of Biafra have played significant roles in amplifying claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria. Well, according to the cable, data from X showed that between January 1st and October 1st, 2025, there were approximately 165,000 mentions of the topic, reaching an estimated 2.83 billion people, a figure more than 12 times Nigeria's population. Four prominent hashtags emerged: hashtag Christian genocide, Truth Nigeria, Lara Logan, and Biafra Exit Now, which was an unusual part of the discourse. Confidence Makhari, a senior geopolitics analyst at SBM Intelligence, stated that the story about Christian genocide in Nigeria was initiated by IPOB as far back as 2016. The analysis found that X accounts promoting Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu were the most vocal online, particularly those supporting IPOB's separation from Nigeria. The cable also found that U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, who has pushed for sanctions against Nigeria, received $1.8 billion in donations from IPAC, a pro-Israel lobbying group. I mean, this investigation reveals, complex layers of international politics, separatist agendas, and religious narratives intersecting in Nigeria's security discourse. Rufai, we're hearing that IPOB is one of the, groups that have promoted this hashtag Christian genocide. But I mean, we have seen major killings. But before I come to you, I'll take this story. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria has faulted the statement released by a special advisor to the president on policy communication, Daniel Bwala, after a meeting with the association in Abuja. The dispute centers on how Buala characterized Khan's position on allegations of Christian genocide in Nigeria. On Monday, Buala visited Khan's National Secretariat amid allegations of Christian genocide and moves by some U.S. lawmakers to protect persecuted Christians. In his statement, Buala quoted Khan President Daniel Oko as referring to the issue as so-called Christian genocide narrative. However, in a statement on Tuesday, Oko said the association did not describe the killings as so-called Christian genocide, stating that Buala's release falsely suggested that the association downplayed the killings of Christians. And I'll read Khan's statement in part. The Christian Association of Nigeria wrote, Khan made it clear that its position on this issue has long been established and remains unchanged. Across many parts of northern Nigeria and the Middle Belt, Christian communities have suffered repeated, organized, and brutal attacks, which have left thousands dead, villages destroyed, and families displaced. The meeting was recorded by Khan's media team, and at no point did Archbishop Oko use such words or express such a view, while referring to the tragedy as a so-called genocide, trivializes the pain of countless Christians who have lost loved ones, and that is a fact, Rufai. We often raise concerns about government communication strategies. This is yet another example. This is a sensitive topic and should have been, handled with the sensitivity it deserves. The portrayal of religious community positions on sensitive national security issues shouldn't be trivialized. Meanwhile, religious leaders and activists attending a roundtable in Abuja on building synergy among faith-based NGOs for freedom of religion or beliefs have criticized the widespread culture of impunity surrounding mob killings in the name of blasphemy, lamenting that those responsible are seldom prosecuted. They argue that Nigeria's destruction of the liberal spirit of its constitution stems from allowing religious doctrines to influence state laws. The CEO of Christian Awareness Initiative of Nigeria, John Hayab, during the meeting also decried killings of Christians. And let's take a listen to him, Rufai, before I come to you.
Nigerians are being killed, and Nigerians are crying that this killing must stop. Fortunately for us, Ted Cruz started the conversation in America, but we too are the victims, and we are saying this conversation affects us and do something to stop it. So if you want to stop anything, just stop the killing. That's all. If this killing is not stopped, then this conversation will continue to generate other issues. Stop the killings. Prove that you don't want this killing. Let victims see that you don't want these killings. Parents, relatives of victims realize that those who kill their loved ones, the law is going after them.
And Mr. Joseph here has made the exact point. If we want this whole thing to stop, we have to stop the killings. It's not about painting Nigeria in a bad light or not. We have actually seen Christian killings. And there are videos of mass burials in Plateau State that have, resurfaced online, showing, humongous coffins and all of that. It's really a sad situation, but we shouldn't trivialize it. I'd like for you to, talk about Khan's clarification with Daniel Bwala, apparently trivializing the sensitivity of these Christian killings as well.
I think the attempt by the cable to rope IPOB into this, I think is highly condemnable. Because when you check the data and the statistics, not only IPOB that has been talking about the killings of a lot of Christians in this country. And I think let's not sway into tribal divisions. It's not fair. It's not fair.
What do you mean tribal? IPOB is a group?
No, IPOB is a group that is tilted towards a particular group. You saying that it was only IPOB that have been talking about Christian genocide online accounts lead to IPOB is very tribalistic in nature. Not that I support everything IPOB has done. Other groups have talked about it. The likes of Father Kuka has been speaking about the killings of Christians in this country. Even Reno Mokri have been speaking. If you want me, if you have the time, I can read some of Reno Mokri's past tweets as regards the killing of Christians.
Yes, he was a huge campaigner of Freely Ashari.
Freely Ashari. So I can talk about, the attempt for you to say is now only IPO. Even Father Kuka, most of the people that...
No, I don't think, to be fair to the cable, they did not say only IPOB. They listed, if I did send you the investigation.
I saw it, but what was said...
It wasn't just only IPOB.
What was said was that accounts leaked to IPOB. You can go back and read the story.
Yeah.
This is not the time for tribal baiting. Please. It's not going to move us forward. I'm saying that because, Ojy, I love this country so much. And when narratives like this start to jump, we start to go, no. Everybody has talked about Christian genocide. We have all been affected one way or the other. People have been affected. But what we're also saying is, I'm also part of those advocating that, please, I don't want Nigeria to be on that list of countries of concern. Because it's not going to augur well for us. And that's why I'm saying government agencies, go speak to them, while we also find a solution to the killing internally here. But for the fact that we are trying to say it's not happening, no, don't lose me there. It is happening. All this one that you're seeing in Benue, it's not that is it IPOB that recorded this video? No. It is happening. We have a problem on our hands. Christians and Muslims are being killed. Should people even be killed in this large number in the first place? I think that's the question we should ask ourselves. Look at people that have been buried today. So while we go to liaise with them, we should also speak the truth. And like I also said, please, anybody that's not trying to use the propaganda and turn things around, because see, in fact, let me even read some, statements attributed to Father Kuka in the past. you know, in an interview, he affirmed that there's violence against Nigerian Christians and had the characteristics of genocide according to international law. This is a 2020 interview. So we've all said this in the past. There's even an ECHO report by the UK, Cooker's comment in 2020, followed by ECHO finding of June 2020 report by the UK All-Party Parliamentary Group for International Freedom of Religion titled Nigeria Unfolding Genocide. So please, how we can stop it and stop this blasphemy? I mean, we've been here when we've talked about issues of blasphemy of some sort now. And the way people have been out there. Well, we're not here when we talked about, okay, I had not joined the rise then. Eunice Olawale's case was longer. But other people that they keep, it's not Deborah's case.
Deborah, which is still...
it's not Deborah's case. We talked about Deborah's case. And no one. And what, see, Ojy, let's even tell ourselves the truth. What happened after Deborah's case is the shocking one. When the people were arrested, didn't the city erupt? Weren't there squabbles? Weren't churches now attacked? I mean, let's tell ourselves the truth in this country.
Right.
So please, everybody I've been talking about, let's solve the problem. That's all that matters. And as regards the tanker accidents, Ojy, the point I just quickly want to make is, you see, culture will use strategy for breakfast. If an accident happens in civilized parts of the world, the area is first cordoned off. If the area is cordoned off, people will not be able to go and scoop in the first place.
Right.
So those are the problems here.
Like I was saying, to be fair to the cable, they did a deep research and they had detailed, I did send you the research. I detailed the number of groups and people that have spoken about the, Christian genocide as well. But let me take this before I come to you. Speaking at the Vatican, the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Matthew Hassan Kuka, urged the U.S. government not to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a designation reserved for nations committing systematic, ongoing, egregious violations of religious freedom. Kuka argued that a CPC status would hinder current government initiatives aimed at resolving Christian persecution. He also warned that the designation would only increase fears, tensions, sow doubt, open windows of suspicion, and allow the criminals and perpetrators of violence to exploit. Instead, the bishop appealed for the U.S. to lift the weapons ban to allow Nigeria to better fight extremist group. We're seeing that there's even a weapons ban from the United States, and which is a huge call. I think this is how we begin to tackle this menace of genocide in Nigeria.
For me, with all that's going on, the main word that continues to stick in my head is sovereignty. There's no country on the face of this green earth that doesn't have its issues and its challenges. Yes, they vary in extremity. However, it is the onus of that country to resolve its problems. We cannot invite outsiders, foreigners, to come and solve our own problems. It has been done in the past, not just in Nigeria, in several places. It does not solve problems. It does not lead to the best interest of the Nigerian citizen. Because when you call a country X, Y, or Z to come and solve your problem, that country is looking after its own specific interest. So our local advocates, our local politicians, our local, whatever they may be, the first thing is to prioritize Nigeria. I understand that it may be in good faith that people run overseas to see who can help them because they feel they're not being heard locally. But let this be a warning that help from overseas has proven to always be detrimental to countries and to the locals in most cases around the world. Here in Africa, the examples are endless. Which country that is resource rich has not been ridden by all kinds of deepening crises, never-ending crises, because they invited somebody to come and solve their problems? You look at an issue of Libya, for example. So whether it be dictatorship, authoritarianism, genocide, insecurity, killings, and so forth, we need to look for the solution within, and beyond within, regional solutions. Now, when you look at the digital space and all that's happening there, we have to be very, very careful with the narrative around the digital space, because we're living in the era of bot farms.
Now, what's a bot farm? So, bot farm is you go, you invest, you set up a bunch of computers and gadgets and so forth, and they churn out millions and millions and millions of talking points on various issues. Now, I can set up a bot farm to speak on any issue and to create millions and billions of impressions on any issue whatsoever. Right. So there are all of these other intricate issues, and it's not just an IPOB issue. Even when we look at government issues, it seems that government also has their own bot farms that push their own agenda. It seems that internationally in America, MAGA has their own. It's not a Nigerian phenomenon. It's the digital age. Now, we need to be careful that this era that we're in, where warfare has been taken to the digital streets to incite people, because when you look at Madagascar, Nepal, Peru, which other countries am I leaving out? Look at most of the unrest that has happened. Kenya, a lot of the unrest, it begins in the digital space. People should advocate, people should stand for what they believe in. However, it cannot be insightful. Yes. It cannot be treasonous. Yes. It cannot be against the sovereignty of your country. Right. I denounce that.
Yes, advocate responsibly. And that's really the point. Well, let's tie the story in together. Well, in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a Christian property owner in a viral video alleged that the Sharia Court of Appeals seized and auctioned his shop to recover a tenant's unpaid debt, despite his possession of title deeds and the tenant's goods remaining inside. The incident, which occurred on Tuesday, has sparked widespread debate about jurisdictional overreach. Well, let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
I was in my shop 3 months ago. Some people just carry motor gun. Said they are from Sharia Court of Appeal, that their chief litigation and chief registrar has auctioned my shop. I told them that I don't have any case with them. Why should they auction my shop? I built this shop in 2012. I rent their first shop in number. I rent one to somebody. They said the person in the shop, you saw it take credit. I told the person owner, why can't you pack his goods? That the goods in that shop, they know nothing about the goods. They say what they know is they want to take that shop. I tell them the person should come to the court and tell the people I'm the owner of the shop. I go there. Even though I'm a Christian, I tell them why should a Christian go to Sharia court? They say I must come if I'm the owner, that they will leave me in my shop and take all the documents to them. Even when I reach there, they even see the document, say they will do investigation. All I see today, they just come here, carry paper come, say that I auction the shop, that they are doing handover because I'm a Christian, because I'm Igbo, they collect my shop, Sharia court. Even if they will follow the law, as a Christian, what I have to do with Sharia court? Don't help me, don't help me, don't help me, Nigeria help me, my life finish here, my life finish here, my life finish here. I do that not enough.
So sad. You know, some legal experts have argued that this represents a clear overreach of Sharia court jurisdiction, as the property owner is a Christian, and the matter involves a commercial tenancy dispute rather than Islamic personal law. The 1999 Constitution explicitly restricts Sharia courts to matters of Islamic personal law where all parties are Muslim and have consented to the court's jurisdiction. We're yet to receive an official response from judicial authorities on this matter. Ayo.
So this is a note of warning. This incident is a red flag. I say this because, Ojy, you have already explained the constitutional provision for Sharia Appellate Court in Abuja. I'm sure a number of people did not even know that Sharia Court Appellate Court operates in the FCT, the Federal Capital Territory, that is supposed to be a mixed hub of people from different from different states, different ethnicities, different religious persuasions to live together in the Federal Capital Territory. To now see, as you already mentioned, the overreach of the Sharia court. The first instance is that I believe that it's high time for us as a nation to revisit this Sharia court provision. Because if we're saying that Nigeria is a secular state as stipulated in the Constitution, why do we have a court that is Islamic in its foundation, in the way it dispenses justice? And then when you talk about judicial or jurisdiction overreach, we see that it's a personal matter. So Sharia court, appellate court, is meant to deal with issues around marriage and family, estate and succession, capacity, mutual consent. So matters, civil matters like that. And like you said, emphasis on all parties must be Muslim. When they begin to now interfere in matters that have to do with Christians and Muslims, then we have a problem. But that's what happens in life. Once you give an inch, you will take a mile. And that's why I'm saying that we need to revisit this. As long as the Christians cannot ask for their own special court for Christians alone, we are raising a state of anarchy and is a judicial system where the lines are blurred and justice is interpreted based on religious sentiment. In saying this, like now turning up all the other stories around, Nigeria, CPC, whether or not there's Christian genocide, this attack against Christians is this. I want to appeal to this administration. Recall that when the president, for the first time in a very long time, decided to go with a Muslim ticket, these were some of the concerns that were raised.
Yes.
The optics don't look good. You might not say, oh, there's no relation, but the truth is that people raise concerns around this. And if this is exacerbated under this administration, then it speaks very bad about how they've been able to manage Christian-Muslim relationships under this administration.
All right. I mean, we're yet to hear from the judicial authorities on this matter. As soon as we get more information and more details on this matter, we will bring you, our viewers, up to speed. In any ways, they say that Abuja, I'm getting a comment saying Abuja is under the penal code as part of old northern Nigeria region. So, I mean, until we see the documents on why this man's shop was seized, we will, make our final conclusion on the story. And we'll continue to bring our viewers up to speed. Well, in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, residents of Ojy Okpe took to the streets on Tuesday to protest an abandoned bridge project that has been left unfinished for many years. The protesters blocked the road to express their frustration and are calling on the government to take immediate action to complete the project. Let's take a look.
For 23 years, 2 decades and this bridge is now a death trap to the indigenous and non-indigenous of Akeva community and Bayelsa at large. We are calling on the state, because state have its power, to tell NDDC to finish this job. With this, we don't have any other option. We said we have written letters, several letters. Let them come and complete the bridge. This is what we are asking. Akeva more power.
And here they're saying 23 years. This unfinished bridge has reportedly caused significant hardship for residents who depend on the route for transportation and commerce. And this bridge is under the state government, Rufai, Ayo, Vimbai. I mean, this is what we are hearing. Like in my community, I've always been advocating. We have no power for 20 years. We're still waiting. I spoke with the Commissioner for Information on Sunday. He told me, promised that within the few months that the contract has been given out again. So we're waiting. Now we're calling out the governor of Bayelsa State for these people in that area. Really unfortunate. Please.
Can I just chip in? Because initially this was under NDDC, this particular bridge. And we know that NDDC has unfortunately the reputation of incomplete projects. However, in their own, to just speak to their side of the story, in 2023, NDDC handed over this project to the state. Now, when they did the handover, the MD of NDDC had actually said that it had been paid for in full and that the state government only just had to supervise the completion of the project. So you wonder, where did the ball get dropped? If all contractors had been paid in full by NDDC when it was handed over in 2023, 2 years later, why is the bridge incomplete?
You see, this is why I have a problem with all these development commissions. It's just another bureaucratic office to sign for money.
Come on.
That's just it. So, and you see, today now, we have now bloated the bureaucracy by opening South-South Development Commission. So we have NDDC, we have South-South, we have South-East, we have everything. It's just going to be another bureaucratic something where they put people in there and all of that. These are oil-producing community.
This is
Ojy's village. I've been there. Gas, goodness me. You need to see the gas around that area. A lot of, an area that rich in resource cannot get the basic dividends of electricity. You see, that's the poor governance we are talking about. And when government wants to confuse you, they set up more bureaucracy. So with the NDDC now, with the state government, nothing is out of it. So, the dear Governor Doyediri, we are giving you, please, a period of time to be able to respond to this. And we want to be able to get a resolution as regards this. Let's see what's happening. Right. People of Bayelsa deserve a lot more. And for those that shout, creating new state is the way forward. You can see the state creation now. They've created new Bayelsa. The development will come. Where's the development? You're having bridge for over 20 years. This bridge has been there. Maybe I'm up to do. Bayelsa was created in 1996. So look at the years.
Yes. All right.
So it's a joke. It's a big joke.
Well, we are advocating for the people in that community. Please, they need good roads. Shall we take our good news report? I've been trying to take this story. I've been trying to take this story all week. All right, can we take our good news report now? Celebrating a remarkable achievement as Agbo Adoga, a 15-year-old student from Graceland International School in Port Harcourt, has achieved a perfect SAT score of 1600 and won an incredible 84 academic awards, including global accolades in mathematics and coding. This extraordinary feat places him among the elite performers worldwide. Well, Agbo's impressive accomplishments include winning the 2023 Cowbellpedia competition, Nigeria's premier mathematics competition, and earning multiple medals at international STEM events. His crowning achievement came at the iSTEM competition in Barcelona, where he was ranked best in the world for mathematics. The 15-year-old prodigy's perfect SAT score of 1600 is a rare achievement that only a small percentage of students worldwide accomplish annually, demonstrating exceptional mastery across critical reading, writing, and mathematics. His 84 academic awards span various disciplines, showcasing not just mathematical brilliance, but well-rounded excellence in STEM fields. Agbo's success at international competitions has brought immense pride to Nigeria, proving that Nigerian students can compete and excel at the highest global academic achievements.
The sum of the first n natural numbers is what? Adoga? That is correct. Next question. If the mean of 5, 8, x 12 is 10, find the value of x. A 10, B 8, Adoga. That is correct. Next question. A number is increased by 20% and then decreased. Adoga. That is correct. Next question. The probability of getting a number greater than 4 when rolling the first 6. Adoga says A. That is correct.
Congratulations. This is the kind of success story that inspires an entire generation. Adoga has expressed his dream of attending MIT, one of the world's most prestigious universities. There were reports that the Federal Ministry of Education refused to sponsor Adoga to represent Nigeria at the International Mathematics Olympiad in China, citing a lack of funds. But the Ministry of Education has debunked the report, denying any knowledge of sponsorship requests for the 15-year-old. Congratulations. Huge congratulations. And we're inviting him on our Rise Morning show. This child is so amazing. Okay. We want him on. You have his contact. Yes.
I mean, this is a class
kind of story that we want.
And also kudos, to Educare that, push a lot of this, people doing great. Educare too, Alex Onya, was part of those that fought for the student during JAM. If you remember, they were the first that revealed it. Educare has been doing a lot of jobs, so kudos to them. And then Alex Onya also challenged the ministry and gave the empirical fact and what, but the ministry has not replied. You see, what happens with people like this, as is a good news report, is the fact that they go to MIT. Once he gets at them, America will pump money into him, and he becomes their egghead there. So we need to see how we can keep talent here.
So let us avoid that.
Let's not avoid that.
There's nothing wrong with culture training exchange programs.
Many of them like that.
How come they only exchange the good ones and take them abroad. No, let us talk about investing
And kudos
in
to
the education sector in Nigeria, because this is the potential for the young people in Nigeria. If only we can invest. So please, he can go abroad, gain the knowledge, but let the ministry, the eyes of the government be on him and really nurture him as a Nigerian diamond.
Fantastic. We're so proud of you. Why
math is important?
Math is important.
Math is important.
What did you score in math?
We celebrate. I was good in math. This is why math is important. Yes. As we celebrate ballet dancers, we celebrate math.
Congratulations.
The math is good. Math is good. Cheers to math.
All right, cheers to math. Well, congratulations, Agbo Adoga. Nigeria is proud of you. Well, to more good news now, with a report celebrating a groundbreaking initiative as United Bank for Africa has launched a comprehensive white paper that will redefine development, finance, and move Africa from aid dependency to investment highways. The white paper was launched on the sidelines of the International Monetary Fund and World Bank annual meetings in Washington, D.C. Well, the white paper aims to unlock an estimated $4 trillion in Africa's domestic financial assets while capitalizing on the $3.4 trillion potential of the African Continental Free Trade Area single market. UBA's group chairman, Tony Elumelu, delivered a bold vision at the launch, stating Africa stands at a transformational crossroad, rich in resilience, creativity, and untapped potential.
The challenge to all of us, everyone, government, private financial institutions, developing financial institutions on the continent, is how do we harness and bring this. So it's not just, I like this slide of Africa rising and all those things, so that we begin to mobilize our energy capital to work for African people, so that we are not left behind in this next digital revolution. And that is what UBA wants to catalyze a conversation around this, because we can't do it alone.
Huge congratulations. With this white paper, UBA champions Afri-capitalism, empowering our private sector to drive sustainable growth that delivers prosperity and social wealth. The timing is strategic. Launching at the IMF World Meetings elevates Africa's economic priorities to the forefront of international financial conversations. Congratulations, Tony Elumelu, for always setting the pace in banking. We have seen this. I mean, this is the sort of news that we'd love to hear from Nigeria. Africa to the world. Africa is, they always say, the new frontier. It's always, frontier. It's now, it's the now frontier.
I love that. Africa is Africa's solution to Africa's problem.
This is it.
Afri-capitalism, calling on, private sector to find solutions long-term.
Fantastic.
Very direct, and I'm glad that they finally launched a white paper. So it's beyond him championing Afri-capitalism. It's actually saying the how. Fantastic. How do we do this?
Fantastic,
and that's excellent.
Fantastic, always. Kudos to UBA. Congratulations, Tony Elumelu. We'll take our final story in Enugu State under entertainment. As the state prepares to host the National Festival for Arts and Culture, NAFEST, from November 22nd to 29th. The event, which will be held at the International Conference Center and Okpara Square, will bring together delegations from 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory for what organizers describe as Nigeria's Cultural Olympics. Well, according to the festival organizers, the event will feature delegations competing across 15+ categories, including dance, music, dambe boxing, the Dorba, Jollof Wars, and more. The event is set to showcase the nation's rich cultural diversity through competitions, exhibitions, and entertainment.
Joy is coming, joy is coming. Joy is coming. Money only the more. You Odupa, Olua, yeah. Joy is gone. Joy is gone. Odupa, Olua, yeah. Joy is gone. Money only the more. You.
Yes. Amazing. This is a great opportunity for Enugu to showcase its hospitality and cultural infrastructure. Congratulations to the organizers. I believe Obi Asika, the Director General of the National Council of Arts and Culture, is championing the event. Congratulations. This is what we love to hear. Enugu Kwenu. Enugu is doing very well. I'd love to thank you all, as always, for your great contribution on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.